It's 6:30. This is Bloomberg.
Yo, what up? How do I turn this shit off?
Drop what you're doing. It's LJT. Some...
to reveal the breadth of possibility. We look at stories from every angle to provoke debate, spotlight solutions, and make sense of the greatest crisis of our generation. Bloomberg Green, solutions for a changing climate.
Something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know. I'll bring it by.
Phew. Good job protecting the business.
Welcome to Bloomberg, the first word Asia.
The U.S. and Japan duke it out over exchange. China's slumping onshore bond market is the right.
Friends in the Quad London, I'm Tom Keene in New York. We have an extraordinary set of stories in markets this morning. I'm going to look over at my Bloomberg here and tell you the yen is 112.15. This is a sharply weaker yen, way out past two standard deviations. And with us, Ibrahim Rabari of Citigroup. We wait on Kevin Cirilli in Las Vegas and Dr. Weber in Switzerland as well. Ibrahim, to get some time with you right now, I want you to fold back in how bankers in general have to deal with the perpetual nature of negative interest rates. You guys have led on this. You've written many important pieces on this. Are we at a point where even Rabari says enough of negative interest rates? Are you going Swedish on us?
I would certainly call myself a skeptic about the effectiveness of negative rates right now. And at a minimum, I think we have to understand that the long-term effects of negative rate policies are things that we don't understand very well and that are potentially much more powerful than maybe the stimulative short-term effects. And by the long-term effects, I don't just mean the effects on the banking system. I mean the effects on pension funds, of course, and on longer-term investment and spending behavior. So I do think that many of these policies have probably run their course. That being said, getting out of them is easier said than done.
Ibrahim, what does this mean for Europe, though? Does it mean that the ECB will try and limit the impact of negative rates through more tiering? Does it mean that actually they're just itching to normalize?
I think that if they were to ease further, if they were to cut rates further, then almost certainly there would be more tiering. I think they would love to normalize interest rates as well, but at the same time, they're still in a very difficult spot because they would worry about the effects that raising interest rates could have on the exchange rate, on interest rates, and maybe on financial markets more broadly. And of course, they would be very wary of signaling that they're going to be out of tools soon. So I think for the time being, they're pretty much stuck when it comes to interest rates. And that makes the question of what they would do if things get worse ever so hard.
It's fascinating here with all the turmoil that we're seeing in commercial banking. Right now, we need to shift back to Las Vegas on the way to the weekend caucus in Nevada. Let's listen.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around.
When you say they
I'll bring it to you.
And they wanted them, if they wish now to speak out and tell their side of the story about what it is they allege, that's now okay with you? You're releasing them on television tonight?
Senator?
Is that right?
Senator, the company and somebody else, in this case a man or a woman, or could be more than that, they decided when they made an agreement that they wanted to keep it quiet for everybody's interest. They signed the agreements, and that's what we're going to live with.
Most Americans don't see where they fit if they've got to choose between a socialist who thinks that capitalism is the root of all evil and a billionaire who thinks that money ought to be the root of all power. Let's put forward somebody who actually lives and works in a middle-class neighborhood in an industrial Midwestern city. Let's put forward somebody who's actually a Democrat. Absolutely historic. Thank you, Howard Dean, for joining us earlier. Let me do the disclaimer. The New York Post already did it for me this morning. Mr. Bloomberg is a founder of Bloomberg LP, and looks like he got a double minor here in a fight. It was against the Bruins or something. It was pretty ugly, but there's the tone from the New York Post as well. I should point out that Mr. Bloomberg obviously has a little bit to do with television and radio as well. We always need to do a disclaimer to go to Kevin Surley on Las Vegas. We'd like to say that he will survive Saturday and may get to Tuesday in Charleston. Kevin, just because of time, I want to compress forward from the Paris Le Théâtre d'Arts to Charleston. What will Charleston look like?